Well, Elon Musk's telecommunications provider Starlink could be worked into the National Broadband Network to provide mobile coverage in those remote black spots. Let's go live now to political correspondent Cameron Reddin in Canberra. Cam, so what role could Starlink play in the NBN?
Yeah, Holly, this is part of what the government calls trying to finish the job with the NBN, as well as building a case for its second term by investing in critical Australian infrastructure. Yesterday, there was the major announcement of a $3 billion injection into the NBN. That would connect around 95% of the outstanding 622,000 homes and businesses to high-speed internet through the fibre network of the National Broadband Network. But the question remains about what to do with the roughly 5% that can't be connected to fibre, some of those really remote or regional areas. Sky News has confirmed today that one option that is under consideration by the government and also the NBN Co would be for a role for Starlink. That is the telecommunications provider, the satellite low-orbit technology created by Elon Musk and owned by his company SpaceX. There are not ongoing discussions with Starlink, is my understanding, but both the NBN Co and the government remain open to Starlink playing a role in connecting some of those far hard-to-reach remote areas of Australia to high-speed networks and internet connections. As I say, not a current deal with Starlink, not existing negotiations is my understanding, but the government isn't opposed to Starlink playing a role. There are already satellite providers doing deals with the NBN. We've seen Telstra and Optus strike deals with Starlink, the NBN yet to do that though. And there's now a call today from one member of the coalition, the National Senator Matt Canavan, urging the government to pick up the phone to Elon Musk and to see if they can find a way for Starlink to become involved in the NBN, a move he says would improve cost and reliability over the long term.
Why aren't they talking to Elon Musk and maybe partnering with Starlink to get better value for taxpayers out of the NBN? One of the reasons perhaps this government won't talk to Elon Musk is they just don't like his politics. And that sort of stubbornness is coming at the cost of billions of dollars of losses for the Australian taxpayer.
Fibre continues to be the standard when it comes to capability, to speeds, but also in terms of long-term reliability. It's why Labor set out when we conceived the NBN to ensure that this was the technology that we invested in.
In a statement to Sky News, the NBN has confirmed it remains open to these technologies, but is still ongoing through its processes when it comes to examining to see if they work, to make sure that they could fit in an Australian context. It tells Sky News the NBN is aiming to explore how it could partner with an LEO, that's a low Earth orbit satellite provider like Starlink, to provide or support our satellite footprint in the future. It goes on to say it is important that we properly evaluate the potential of these emerging technologies, including those satellites, to help improve the NBN, Holly.
Cam, both leaders, of course, are out on this pre-election campaign blitz today. It's hard to ignore, though, it's getting increasingly personal between the two.
Yeah, the personal attacks a feature of the early stages of this pre-election campaign, Holly. Yesterday we had the Prime Minister calling Peter Dutton someone that was cold-hearted and nasty on radio. The opposition leader was campaigning in Blair, the seat of Blair in Queensland. This is in Ipswich. 5.5% is the margin. It's a Labor seat, one of very few target seats in Queensland today. The Prime Minister Peter Dutton, the opposition leader, got the chance to return serve somewhat today, using the word unhinged to describe some of the Prime Minister's commentary and comments in the early stages of this election campaign. Take a look.
Frankly, I think the Prime Minister is pretty unhinged in some of his comments at the moment, and not much of it based in fact. So the Prime Minister cannot tell you what he's achieved in this term of Parliament. He's talking about what the agenda might be if they get re-elected and what will happen in a minority government when they're governing with the Greens in his mind. But the fact is he can't tell you what this three-year term has been about.
Meanwhile, on the New South Wales South Coast, the Prime Minister out and about in Nowra. This is the seat of Gilmore, the third most marginal in the country, held by Fiona Phillips on a margin of just 0.2%. Andrew Constance, the former Liberal State Minister in New South Wales, had a crack at this seat last time, came narrowly close, but just missed out. He is running again for the Liberal Party, has had a number of attempts at entering federal politics, including a failed attempt or an aborted attempt at a by-election run in Eden Monaro. There is an attempt to enter the Senate as well. The Prime Minister making a bit of fun at his expense today in terms of the number of attempts that he has made to try and enter federal politics.
Andrew Constance has shopped around different federal seats, state seats, Senate, upper house, lower house. He was Transport Minister as well, senior member. He didn't get things done. Fiona Phillips gets things done.
There is plenty of policy to debate as well, Holly, but some of the personal assessments are dominating this early stage of January.
Indeed it is. Cam, thanks for the update there.